In this video, we'll go over word splitting, and by the end of this video, you'll be able to describe what word splitting is, how it is performed, and how to use it. So let's get started. After brace expansion, tiled expansion, parameter and variable expansion, command substitution, arithmetic expansion, and process substitution, Bash will perform word splitting. All the results of these expansions not occurring within double quotes are then subject to word splitting. To perform word splitting, Bash needs a delimiter, and it uses the IFS variable, which by default contains space, tab, and new line. IFS is short for internal field separator. If you want, you can change the delimiters by changing the IFS variable. I'm printing the contents of the IFS variable. And we don't see anything because space, tab, and the new lines are considered invisible characters. However, I'll show you a trick so that you can see them as well. I'll use the brace expansion for the variable, and I'll add at capital Q before the closing curly brace. And you see that it contains space, tab, which is represented as \t, and the new line, which is \n. Okay, that's enough theory. Let's go ahead and see an example. I'm declaring a variable dirs equals d1, d2, d3. Echo $dirs. Sorry, it's dirs. And I'm running mkdir $dirs. Now, after performing the variable expansion $dirs, and because the expansion is unquoted, the shell will do word splitting. It basically means breaking the results of these unquoted expansions into separate words using the IFS variable as the delimiter. D1, D2, and D3. We see how it broke the contents of the variable into 3 separate words and created 3 directories. Now pay attention. If I wrap the expansion in double quotes, like this, Bash will not perform word splitting because word splitting is only performed on the result of unquoted expansions. Take a look here. It considered the content of the variable as a single argument and just created one directory called d1 space d2 space d3. I'm removing all the directories it has created. By the way, I used brace expansion to remove them all by using a single command. I removed 3 directories. And I'm removing the last one too. In the examples I've shown you, we used a space as a delimiter, which is the default for the IFS variable. Let's change the IFS variable to colon. And I'm declaring the variable this way. Dirs equals d1 colon d2 colon d3. And I'm running mkdir $dirs. We can see how it considered the colon character as the internal field separator, performed word splitting, and created 3 directories. And if you declare the variable using spaces between words, it won't perform word splitting anymore because space is not part of IFS. I'm using space instead of colon. It has created just one directory. Great! Just now in this video, you've learned that after unquoted brace expansion, tiled expansion, parameter and variable expansion, command substitution, arithmetic expansion, and process substitution, Bash will perform word splitting. Take your time to deeply understand how it works because word expansion causes a lot of confusion, especially for complete beginners. You've also learned that it uses the IFS variable, which by default contains space, tab, and newline. In the next video, we'll go over the last expansion performed by Bash, the filename expansion.